this is just my take on things, and once again, I do not claim to be the objective arbiter for all the girls of Helltaker. More importantly, these are just fictional drawings at the end of the day. It ain't that deep, people. Still, let me know in the comments what you think. Do you agree with this list? Or does it make you seethe that your favorite demon gal isn't placed on the S tier? Or are you about to write a whole damn essay about how wrong I am? If it's the latter, give it your best shot, because I'm ready for it all, baby.
Very well then. I suppose it's my turn. Helltaker. The game that got me started, and the game I'm most known for. From puzzles, demons, and suits, this is my first and last review for Van Ripper's hit game, Helltaker. What is up, ladies, gentlemen, jury, and all those in between and beyond? I'm the Korrupted Judge. And before we get started, let me just say I am using a damn script for this. Yes, I've swallowed my pride and have written a script for this review. Not only that, this part is not scripted if you can believe it. I'm also recording in a closet. I'm taking a page out of MatPat's book because the closet has the best audio. However, my microphone has feedback. You guys are going to have to deal with it. This is how serious I'm taking this review. Given that there's a lot to discuss, it's going to be rather long and rather cumbersome to edit. But enough of that. With all that said, let the sim begin. The story of Helltaker can be summed up as follows. You have a wet dream about women, but not just your normal kind of human woman. No. We're too good for that. So, you get dressed in your Saturday night best and instant transmission yourself to the depths of hell. There, you're subjected to brain-numbing tasks with every sharply dressed demon girl you encounter, from a flat-chested coffee addict to the fucking queen of hell herself. And an angel, for some reason, that can give you a quote-unquote alternate ending by going to heaven instead. After facing coffee addicts, yandere sex masters, triplets, alcoholic gamer girls, masochistic goth punk mommy, a secretly crazed angel, the disabled, the self-absorbed queen, and in my opinion, the sexiest demon in the whole fucking game. You bring them all home with you for pancakes and food play that is so disturbing that the angel questions her religion, only to later get the cops called on you because your dogs decided to hump each other while out in public. Yeah, everyone lived happily ever after. Well, sort of. Okay, when it comes to the story, I don't mind it too much. Yes, I prefer games with a good story over good gameplay, but something about this game just sits well with me. Though it's short and sweet, it's direct, to a point, and it's easy to understand. I mean, what man hasn't wanted a harem of demonic women? Goth girls worship the devil, right? Might as well hook up with the one they all pray to. Why fuck a goth when you can just fuck their boss? Each segment gives you a bit of insight on each girl's personality, as well as the hints option during gameplay to get into the previous girl you caught like a Pokemon. I do like the dialogue that the girls provide, loving them more for their personalities more than their looks, including Malina and Zdrada arguing. Still, I wish the story was a bit more expanded. Yes, Van Ripper has made plenty of comics with the girls after the ending of the main game, as well as what happens after Helltaker is gone in Exam Taper. Exam Taper? No, Exam Taker. There isn't much to say about the gameplay aspect. It's very simple. Move with WASD, kick shit, move through the puzzles, and collect potential keys to unlock the demon waifu. As a man who really enjoys puzzles and such, this game really made me think. Granted, I would play and record it like 3 in the morning, but still, kicking rocks, avoiding spikes, solving puzzles with a limited amount of moves, finding keys, and catching demon Pokemon? What's not to love? Alright, enough talk. It's time for what the majority of you are even watching this and waiting for. My honest thoughts and opinions about all of the demon girls. And, unlike a certain somebody, T.E. Lawrence, I'll be covering all of them. At least all the ones in the game that you see. So, who better to start off with than the demon girl we first meet and catch? Everyone's favorite coffee addict and sleep-deprived office worker. Pandemonica is the first demon you encounter in this less than ideal weather and has the title of the Tired Demon. And, if it's not clear, she's a wage slave working in Hell's customer service. Take it from a guy who works in retail, I feel her pain. In the official art book, she was originally given all the traits that Daddy Van Ripper likes in a woman. Awkward, polite, tired yet hardworking, etc, etc. But, upon remembering this is fucking hell, he adds in a few more of her sadistic traits and nature in her final revisions, giving her the title of the Sadistic Demon after having a cup of coffee. Given that she was made as Van Ripper's ideal woman in the beginning, I wouldn't put it past him if he actually did like sadistic women, and added this to throw us all off the trail. In one of the comics, it's speculated that her sadistic side can be suppressed if she served coffee that she truly gets to her liking. With that said, given that she threatens to break the Helltaker's fingers, he actually can't make a cup of coffee to save his life. Either that, or he's into it. All in all, I like how Pandemonica's character and personality are done here, though she's not even close to my favorite among the other girls. None of this will be possible if we haven't offered her that first cup of coffee in the very beginning. And she let us continue into the depths of hell. She's not loved by me, but she's loved by many others. Oh, Luci, this one should be fun. Modeus, the woman with the title of the Lustful Demon. And trust me, she can back it up. According to the art book, Van Ripper was originally going to name her Sodomy, the love-starved demon. And given that her first ever dialogue to us is her literally wanting to fuck us right there in public in front of Pandemonica, the name made sense. Granted, Pandemonica would likely join in if we served her shit coffee. Her beta designs were that of a cheap porn star before a friend of Van Ripper said something along the lines of,
"Bro, she has big tits, nice hips, and has the potential to be gorgeous. Stop drawing her as a hot, fuckable mess."
Thus, the Modeus design we all know and love is born. Modeus is honestly such a funny character to me. If I was still young and in high school, she'd likely have been my favorite off the bat. But I've matured. Though, I would hold her hand just to see her cute and flustered face. She is adorable and charming in her own way, and I hope she doesn't change. I think the funniest part for me is that when we're given the quote-unquote good ending in her level, or perhaps the successful choice, whatever you prefer to call it, she states that the other girls will rip us to pieces and she just has to watch it. Which makes me wonder if she has a thing for gore, or if she's referring to one big demon orgy and she just wants to watch, thus making her a cuck. I'll let you decide. These charming dogs are Cerberus, the triple demon and the third demon you try to fuck. Though there are 3 bodies, Cerberus only has one soul controlling all 3. She's likely the most energetic of the bunch. Given the dog nature, it makes sense. In the art book, Van Ripper states that Cerberus is his favorite original character. In the beginning, she was meant to have a single body with quote-unquote less than legal jokes. As much as I'd like to see this version of Cerberus, I feel like he made a good call in making changes to her. After all, if he had kept her the same, Viv would have likely taken her to be part of her hellish universe. And I'm not sure any of us really want that. Cerberus, despite being cute and innocent, is actually hell-bent on corrupting the mortal realm. Insert funny pun here. However, she likely takes it too far at the end of the game, as the cops show up at the house. In a few of the comics, Cerberus can be seen still trying to corrupt mortals, including kids, only to be sent to the timeout couch. Cerberus to me is in the same lane as Pandemonica, if that makes any sense. She's a nice character that causes quite a bit of mischief, but she isn't one of my top favorites. But I can appreciate that she was changed as to not get flagged by Viv. Like I said, there's a bit of a controversy when it comes to Hazbin Hotel and its characters. Okay, this is where we start to reach dangerous grounds. As I've seen, the community absolutely adores the demons from here up. So, my opinions may or may not risk losing my status as quote-unquote a Helltaker player, and being booted from the community entirely. Granted, I won't be staying as much anyways once we get through every single one of these Helltaker reviews. But yeah, let's get on with it. Upon entering the 4th level, you can ask Cerberus for some life advice, to which she'll say, "Hey, do you smell that? Orange, berries, and vodka? There's no doubt. That's got to be Malina. She acts hard to get, but maybe you'll figure her out. Then we'll hang out and it's gonna be fun!" Dear God, I need to find like freaking voice actors or something for this. If this doesn't tell you how Malina will act, then you're in for a good time. Malina, for a lack of better words, is an alcoholic gamer girl.
That's right, boys! We finally got one!
Given the title of the Sour Demon, Malina is basically Hell's janitor, cleaning and sweeping dirt just to find more dirt underneath. The art book states that she's meant to be a salty, nostalgic gamer, gifted with Slavic roots and love for alcohol. Is this really what they're like? Someone inform Capitan! It's also said that she used to be really into Crash Team Racing, later switching over to turn-based strategy games. As a car guy who loves racing games, this gives Malina bonus points in my book. In the beginning, her design was meant to have some game-inspired tattoos on her arms. However, Van Ripper couldn't draw them consistently or visually, so that way they could stay, well, consistent, thus scrapping the idea. Malina, as some in the community like to point out, is a big titty gamer girl with a drinking problem. And honestly, I agree. But I wouldn't change a thing about her. I love her look, her grumpy, pissed off personality, and her relationship with her sister. That's right, she has a sister. But before you get your hopes up, you should know they are nothing alike. The Bitch Demon. That's all you need to know. Nah, I'm joking. Upon entering level 5 and requesting life advice, both Malina and Cerberus will say the following.
What? Never played rhythm-based dungeon crawlers, have ya? If the rhythm of spikes is not your liking, just kick some rocks around it until it does. This place stinks of smoke! Zdrada must be close by! Oh god, please no.
Zdrada is Malina's sister. Whether she's younger or older is unknown. She's a heavy smoker, goth punk masochist that likes to pick on her sister and doesn't give a shit about who she talks to and acts or looks to others. She tends to make fun of Malina for her games, nerdy puzzles, etc. That said, I have a love/hate relationship with her. Despite her big talk, she's a bottom bitch. And I don't mean that to be insulting. Her title as the Bitch Demon is valid, as she's a masochist. Pain gets her motor running, even wearing a cross necklace to feel a burning sensation consistently, making her and Pandemonica a perfect match made in hell. In the comics, it's revealed that she wore contact lenses to avoid wearing glasses, and once the community saw her with glasses for the first time, they wasted no time in redrawing her. According to the art book, Van Ripper loved the idea of Zdrada, but couldn't figure out how to draw her properly without her looking generic. Hint hint, nudge nudge, undercover stuff. To this day, he still doesn't like the final design chosen for her. Maybe that's why he did the white glasses thing, to change her look slightly to fix what he hated. Personally, I like her design and looks. Her personality is on and off for me. Yeah, she talks like an arrogant bitch, but that's likely her way to get you to hate fuck her. Granted, she does have a nice rack, so I can't complain too much. Her smoking habit isn't too much of a problem for me. It's her life and she can do what she wants. Just so long as it's not in the house. Though she'll do it anyways if it makes her have a good time. Once entering level 6 and requesting life advice from Zdrada, Malina will say the following.
My sister's always like that. I can't believe you invited her. Yeah? What were you thinking, man? Glad you invited Malinka, though. She spends too much time all alone playing the most nerdy video games I've ever seen. Can you please just shut the hell up? Heh. Do you know how turned on she gets while playing them? That one time when she... Kill one of us. Me or her. Please. Fast!
You then have the option to either kill both of them or yourself. However, Pandemonica will just help you instead. However, believe it or not, if you choose to off yourself, you will actually get a bad ending. I did not put this in the script, if you'll believe it or not. I don't know how I forgot this. This one will be interesting. Azazel, the Curious Angel, is the only angel you are able to catch for your harem. What was she doing in hell to begin with? She claims that she's doing research on demons, but to this day, I like to think that she fell and didn't realize it. Though her alt ending debunks that. According to the art book, Azazel was a last-minute decision and likely wouldn't have been added in the first place. Granted, the game is about demon women, so an angel didn't make much sense in the time. The other options for the slot were the Ritual Demon, the Goat Demon, I'm looking at you, Grizz, and the Mad Scientist Demon. However, a year after the game's release, one of these demons do end up getting added. Sort of. Azazel's final design is rather simple, but the word talks of her having a sword to hint at, and I quote, heaven having a military fetish going on. Though this idea was partially scrapped for the quote-unquote Helltaker ending, yet it is shown that heaven still has a military fetish at play. St. Michael sports what is believed to be a general's uniform with angel soldiers behind her. Nice to know that Van Ripper caters to all kinks. By the end of the game, Azazel's traumatized and broken due to all the sex she's seen between Pandemonica and Zdrada, as well as Modeus, who likely helped her explore her more intimate side in private, thus taking away her innocence completely. Azazel isn't one of my favorites, as I'm not really a good Christian boy anymore. My channel is literally based around hell and sexy demon women. God isn't letting me in, but Luci will likely be waiting for me with open arms. Though I would have liked to see what the Ritual Demon would have looked like. The goat was turned into a canon OC by the Twitter artist Grizz. And I say canon because she's mentioned in another comic. Given that she had no design, Grizz took the opportunity to make a beautiful canon character. As for the Mad Scientist, well, that's something for another video. Luci, damn it. Okay, I need to be careful with what I say and joke about with Justice. There are a lot of people who love her, including a certain someone who favors her greatly. Though he seems cool, calm, and collective, I know he'll break me down in a heartbeat if I say the wrong thing. Justice, the Awesome Demon. As the title implies, she's quite awesome. Her design was made early in development and wasn't changed too much from there on. According to the art book, Van Ripper almost gave her the edgy eye look, with one eye a different color. And no, I don't just mean the iris, the whole damn eye. Now I see why she's compared to Sans sometimes. In her past, she was the 19th High Prosecutor, hence why her gloves have PHJ stitched into them. During her time as High Prosecutor, she encounters a foe that would later be banished into the Abyss. However, the battle left her blind and forced to retire and train her replacement. By the end of the game, she retains her laid-back attitude and enjoys her life. However, in one comic, she is told by Modeus of some explicit movies, to which she takes it seriously and dresses as a cop, convincing Modeus and Azazel to join her in a hunt of adult actors in the hopes one will play along with their cop roleplay. Lawrence, I know you love Justice. I can understand why, but I feel like her go-with-the-flow attitude can kind of get her in trouble sometimes. Just my own opinion is all. Luci, oh Luci. What good is a harem of demon girls if you can't catch royalty? Lucifer, the CEO of Hell. Given that her lore isn't too much different from that of the Bible, minus the fact that she's a female in this universe, we'll just skip over that. Her personality in this game is that of one who commands respect, but not really getting it. Granted, all demons hate each other, so that's likely why. However, she seems to break that rule by being friends with Justice, as she's even gifted her the gloves that she wears now, having many skeleton brutes defending her at all times as she does her work. In the art book, it reads that she was meant to lower her guard and fool you into thinking it's over. However, she doesn't do a good job of that. The book also says that her horns turned white due to age. However, a demon needs to be truly ancient in order for this color shift to occur. Given that she's technically the first demon, it makes sense why her horns turned white. Does this make her a MILF? If so, then it makes a lot of sense why most men love her in this game. A mature woman knows how to capture a man's heart after all. Once the game ends, she basically becomes a housewife to the Helltaker and the rest of the harem, trying to keep everything in order, but still ending up with chaos. However, her love for the Helltaker and his pancakes are more than enough to convince her to stay in this harem for as long as the Helltaker can live. Yes, I know I haven't made too many jokes in the last few girls' quote-unquote mini-reviews. Keep in mind, I can only do so much here. Plus, I've been doing this for 3 days now and working on this until 2 AM at least, so sorry if my comedy dies down a bit. Damn, how does Lawrence do this for his reviews? Note to self, ask Lawrence for tips on this for future reviews. Now, I think it's time we talk about my favorite demon of the whole bunch. The woman that got me hooked to this game to begin with.
Ignite the sin machine! Suffering must be made!
Judgement, the 20th High Prosecutor of Hell. And literally, and I mean literally, my favorite of the entire group. I am literally named after her. Well, that's not true, but my crew tends to make that connection. I know I haven't talked about the demons in terms of looks, since they pretty much all kind of dress the same with their pantsuits and all that. But Judgement clearly has her own ideas. While still sporting the suit blazer, she practically wears nothing and everything. Keep in mind, I don't just love her for her looks, even though it helps. No shirt, meaning that exposes her stomach. A quote-unquote bra that shows off her enormous short shorts. I say short shorts because I don't want YouTube to ban me for describing women's clothing too much. She has thigh-high stockings and high-heel boots that make any man want to be stepped on. And the metal. I love the use of metal on her. The chains that she uses to give the idea she's into bondage, my kind of woman. Her clawed gauntlets are done so well that they're noticed, but not taking away the focus of her. Her lower half is built with armor around her legs, only adding to her badass look. Even sporting the pentagram pendant to show who she works for and where she's from. Well, I wouldn't say where she's from. Give me a minute to explain that in a second. Her eyes as white as solar flares and her skin as gray as ash. Not sure if that's considered an insult. I don't mean it to be one, I promise. The art book shows that Van Ripper tried different styles for her jacket and bra, even having the idea to make a chain link jacket close instead of her bra. But I think my favorite draft is this one where she has no bra but the jacket is buttoned. Despite her looks and work, the art book also states that she's actually the kindest of all the demons. Which was a bit surprising for me as she yells and listens to nobody. Not even Luci when she's ordered Judgement to stand down and spare the Helltaker. Just for Judgement to say, and I quote,
I order you to stand down at once.
Shut up!
Huh?
No authority stands above punishment.
which is one of my favorite lines from her and in the game. Her level is different from the other girls as well, becoming a type of boss fight, trying to avoid spikes on a moving conveyor belt and shooting chains across the screen. Once done, there are chains that come down and you need to destroy in order to advance into the next phase. After destroying the chains, you get dialogue options. Though it doesn't matter which you choose and all the options are correct. When it's all said and done, Judgement states that she doesn't really want to punish the Helltaker and agrees to go along with him and the rest of the harem. Given that Judgement calms down a lot during the dialogue segments, I firmly believe that her love language is getting compliments. By the end of the game, Judgement has calmed down greatly, enjoying her pancakes, while still threatening to destroy the cops that show up to take Cerberus away. The comics actually give us a lot of detail about Judgement. One of the main things I notice is that she dresses more decently in the mortal realm, wearing a standard dress pants and a red button-up shirt, similar to how Zdrada would dress. However, she still sports the gauntlets. It isn't really known as to why she changed her outfit. Either she was embarrassed about wearing her High Prosecutor uniform, even in hell, or the cops would stop her for public indecency and force her to change her looks. It's also shown that she tries to keep both Cerberus and Modeus in line from causing trouble. Between Cerberus trying to corrupt children on Halloween and Modeus trying to fuck the pizza guy, she has her hands full. But what was probably the biggest lore drop in all of the comics is the fact that Judgement herself is actually a fallen angel from heaven. Exactly like Luci. Well, I wouldn't say exactly. Why she fell or what her position was in Heaven's military fetish isn't known. At least to my knowledge. Maybe it has something to do with her skin tone? She is the only great character in the game. Maybe she did something in Heaven that changed her skin? Or maybe it has something to do with her white eyes. I'm open to theories. The XX on her armband is clear reference to the tarot card Judgement, which is the 20th card in the deck. But I like the idea of it also signifying her generation of High Prosecutor, being the 20th, and Justice being the 19th, which is why I said that back in her segment. I could go on and on about Judgement alone, but this video and script is getting long enough as it is. I'll stop my simping here. Who knows, maybe I'll make a whole separate video on her. Let me know if that's something you guys really want. But in the end, Judgement is a 10 out of 10 with fuck over and over again.
The Great Fly, the Sovereign of Pestilence, the Warden of Decay, the Queen Crimson, the Mistress of the Flies, the Exiled. She goes by many names, but everyone knows the name of Beelzebub.
Likely the oldest and wisest of them all, and personally, my second favorite. I don't know what it is, but her looks and personality really appeal to me. Granted, I love Judgement a whole lot more, as you guys saw in the last segment, but Beel is a really close second. Beel is technically the first demon you meet in the game, as she's the one who tells you about the tale of Helltaker. Beel also has her own style that looks unique only to her. To start, you see her as a giant fly demon. I will not describe how she looks, the PNG is on screen. Go off, you freaky bastards. Beel shows off a near fully red outfit, minus the black shirt she wears underneath, the opposite colors to the main cast. Her horns are white, like Luci's, meaning that she is an ancient demon as well. Older women again. Fuck yes. She also has small spikes coming out of her hair, as well as a few fly-related jewelry and accessories she wears, thus adding to her fly theme. The inside of her coat is also printed with fly wing-like designs. In the art book, it is stated that Beel's original outfit was supposed to be similar to Princess Diana's elephant suit. However, the idea was scrapped and only the cuffs remain. Honestly, I like the suit she wears now. It's unique, different, and honestly, it's very eye-catching. She gives me that old English era type feel, which I like. I'm an old school kind of guy. Maybe not that old, but I'm a drama kid, so that fits me perfectly. Her personality, from what little we see in the main game, is nothing short of kind, lonely, secretive, mischievous, and loving. All I can say is that you need to see her for yourself. Beel is a bit of a rare sight as you don't get to see her humanoid form unless you unlock the quote-unquote Abyss Taker ending. That's right, this beautiful woman has her own ending in the game. I'm not gonna say how you get the Abyss Taker ending. You're gotta play the game yourself to see. Or, you know, watch my really shitty gameplay of the game. It's like 3 years old at this point. There are a few fan games that give more details on Beel, albeit they aren't canon. Again, since we don't get to see Beel much in the main game, there isn't too much we can say about her. I could go deeper into her character, but again, the script is getting long. So let me know if you really want another video on her. God, honestly, I would not mind doing a video and even more deeper lore dives on these characters instead of just doing like a quick recap. Lightning Round, baby! Okay, let's go! General St. Michael. General St. Michael, or Archangel Michael, is the near-complete opposite of her sister Luci, sporting a full white military-ish suit adorned with angelic crosses, chains, roses, and a hat, as well as wielding a riding crop. She is only seen once as a minor character in the Helltaker ending during Azazel's level. The Police. The Police consist of two characters, a cop in full protective gear, likely because she knows what Cerberus is capable of, and wielding, my expert says it's an M4, so we're rolling with that. He's Texan, so he should be right. The other is a detective wearing a light gray suit and wields a badge with her information. It does not explain what Cerberus did to have the police get involved, but they claim that they only have a few questions for them. In the main ending, the Helltaker gives them pancakes. One thing to note is that, in the comics, Helltaker states that the Earth is constantly being invaded by aliens and overrun with zombies, which may be the other reason why the police wear all the tactical gear while escorting the detective. The skeleton grunts. The quote-unquote skeletons are an enemy that is seen in some of the later levels of the main game, as well as Luci's personal guards in her office. There are no notes in the art book around them or anything in the wiki. My personal guess is that they are former humans that also attempted to gather a demon harem, but failed with one or more of the demon girls. In Luci's level, you have the option to become her most treasured slave. I believe that other human simps chose the option and became grunts. Furthermore, they appear when you make the right choice with the other demons. These are likely the simps that fell by these demon hands are impressed that you passed their test, where they have failed. Okay, I think that's everybody. 3 lightning round characters and 10 demons. I think I can finally wrap up this script. Little to nothing is on the wiki, and the art book has barely anything to help at all. Ladies, gentlemen, jury, and all those in between and beyond, the one character in this game I can give my honest opinion and thoughts on because she has no background or true lore, so I am going to see what I can do. Come on, you really thought I'd end this without a little bit of insight on the demon that literally started it all? And I mean little, as she has no info at all. The art book states that she was made to help Van Ripper know how to unify the girls, giving them suits and pale skin. It also says that he's colorblind, so simple colors help him greatly. The styles he comes up with are quite interesting, and the red-skinned ones are probably my second favorite. The final design clearly being the best of the bunch. Her outfit isn't much to brag about. Standard jacket, pants, shoes, white hair, red eyes, etc. However, she has her upper buttons undone. Not surprising, as there's probably no shirt in hell that could contain those planets glued to her chest. Her level was labeled VII, meaning 7 in Roman numerals, which just so happens to be Justice's level number. Her dialogue is rather simple. Once you encounter her, she says, "What's up?" followed by the options of "Please join my harem" or "I don't want you in my harem, get lost." Sadly, this is all the information we have of Generic. The community has fallen in love with her the moment they saw her, with some disappointed that she wasn't in the final game. Some fan games even have small Easter eggs with her. Even someone who tried to get her a mod of Second Circle. Sadly, this was never finished, or never made public. In my opinion, Generic saved us from all the sticky note drawn character fillers that were in the beta testing levels. She's simple, she's beautiful, she's charming, and she's loving according to the community. And I wholeheartedly agree. Hopefully, someone good at game development will make a game or mod that allows her to shine like the star she is. Here's hoping. Wow, this is the end of the script, and thus, the end of the video. This took me a good month to write due to work, family, friends, games, and making videos for all of you. But honestly, I loved writing this. The game, though I didn't create it, was what started me on my YouTube journey, and I'm grateful for it, and all the friends I made because of it. That said, I want to give a few honorable mentions for this review. If you'll allow me, that is. If not, I'll leave a timestamp to where you can skip this. I want to give a shout out to Draglore5578 for being the first one to ever comment on my original Helltaker series. Draglore, assuming you're still out there, thanks for watching, and thanks for giving me a chance. T.E. Lawrence. Granted, I should probably save his shout out for the Second Circle review, but he is literally the inspiration to do the video exactly like this. He even drew the damn PNGs I used for this video and all the others. Consider him the official channel artist. Lawrence was a lurker on the channel until he finally commented on one of my videos, telling me I was one of the reasons he decided to start making a channel. Let me just say, I'm not used to being praised for anything in any way, shape, or form. So it felt kind of weird reading that. I saw he did a few Helltaker videos of his own, I checked them out. A few weeks later, I decided to hire him for some of my PNGs. I gotta say, I love the results. Thanks for sticking by me and helping me as much as you have. Go sub to one of his many channels. Hope to do a collab with you soon, mate. Finally, I'm an honest man, and I give credit where credit is due. With that said, I want to thank a good friend of mine who basically started me on this from the very beginning. I can't really say his actual name here, but for the sake of simplicity, we're going to call him Cunny. K-A-N-I. I won't go into detail about me and him due to specific reasons, but He was the one who told me about Helltaker in the first place. It's amazing to see how far I got because of him. Things ended poorly between us, but I hope you're able to work through whatever you're dealing with right now. Thanks for showing us that demon girls deserve love too. Go check out Cunny the Bunny over on Twitch, guys. As far as I know, they do quite a bit of Marvel Rivals and Deltarune. It's not really my style, but maybe you guys would enjoy it. Just let them know that Judge sent you, and that I said hi. For those wondering why they weren't mentioned, don't worry. Remember, I've played a lot of games and give shoutouts accordingly. There are a lot of people to thank in the second circle review. Also, before all of you start asking, what about Examtaker? What about the Helltaker himself? Calm your damn tits. There will be a review episode since this script is now 21 pages long, so Examtaker is getting its own freaking video. And given all the time, money, editing, and audio recording, and resources gathered to do what I had to do this, I'm tired. When will the next one be? I have no idea. As for the Helltaker, I'm not going to mention him. There's not too much info on him. I don't even remember if there was something in the art book. I can't remember. So I'm going to skip him. I only did the girls. If you guys want to know how the Helltaker did, go check out Lawrence's video. I'll leave a link in the description. When's the next one going to be? You'll have to subscribe and ring the bell to find out. Because that's what the algorithm wants me to say. Be sure to like the video and let me know if there's anything I missed out of all of this. Again, if you guys want me to do deeper dives into each one of these characters, I have no problem doing that. The comics that display for after the events of Helltaker are still out there and give a lot of insight, and I would not mind doing a few videos for that. But yeah, with all that said, I'm the Korrupted Judge, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Stay corrupted.